Chapter 1 The Living World Part 2. Taxonomy isn't new to humans. For ages, humans have been interested in knowing about different types of organisms and the relationships among them. This branch of study is known as systematics, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. However, today systematics also includes the identification, classification, nomenclature, as well as evolutionary relationships among organisms. Therefore, in this diverse world, it is important to classify and name living organisms for the easy identification and study. Our Earth is an habitat of millions of plants and animals, and new species are being discovered every day. In order to group these plants and animals based on observable characters, several taxonomists have classified them in a hierarchical structure that consists of ranks or categories. Every category is referred to as a unit of classification and is commonly termed as taxon. Since the category is a part to the taxonomic arrangement, it is known as a taxonomic category, and all categories together constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. Although the classification of living organisms seems difficult, you need to have a good knowledge of the characters of an individual organisms or a group of organisms to classify them. This also helps you to identify the similarities and dissimilarities among the same and different kinds of individual organisms. Organisms are classified using common categories such as kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, and species. These taxonomic categories are also known as broad categories. Species is the basic rank in the taxonomic category. It is a group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities. You can distinguish one species from another closely related species based on morphological characters. Think of the varieties of mangoes available in the market or the different species of rose in the garden. The next rank is genus, which consists of a group of related species that exhibit similar characteristics in comparison to species of other genera. In case of plants, the banyan and peepal trees have certain similarities and therefore belong to the genus Ficus. Among animals, the lion, the tiger, and the leopard are closely linked and thus are in the genus Panthera. However, the genus Panthera differs slightly from another genus Felis, which includes cats. The next rank or category is family, which consists of a group of related genera with fewer similarities as compared to genus and species. For example, orange, lemon, and grapefruit belong to the family Rutaceae or the citrus family. Likewise, the lion, the tiger, the leopard, and the cat fall into the family Felidae. Although a cat and a dog exhibit some similarities and some differences, they are separated into two different families, Felidae and Canidae, respectively. Order is the next category, which is a collection of related families. However, the number of similarities is less than that seen in a family. For example, the order Lepidoptera includes butterflies and moths belonging to the families Papilionidae and Ctenidae, respectively. Similarly, families like Felidae and Canidae are included in the order Carnivora, while plant families like Convolvulaceae and Solanaceae are included in the order Polynomials on the basis of floral characters. The next category is class, which consists of related orders. Consider the two orders Primata and Carnivora. Order Primata includes the monkey, the gorilla, and the gibbon, while order Carnivora includes animals like the tiger, the cat, and the dog. Although these two orders are different, they are classified under the class Mammalia. Phylum or division is the next category. Animals like fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals have common features like the presence of notochord and a dorsal hollow neural system, and are thus categorized as phylum Chordata. Similarly, all flowering plants are categorized under the division Angiospermae or Magnolia phyta. The highest taxonomic category is kingdom. All animals are put under kingdom Animalia and all plants fall under kingdom Plantae. So, as we go higher from species to kingdom, the number of common characters goes on decreasing. Thus, by observing the characteristic features of an individual organism, taxonomists have classified living organisms into different taxonomic categories. Our planet is filled with numerous living organisms. To simplify the study of these organisms, they are classified into convenient categories based on their characteristics. This classification process is known as taxonomy. Taxonomic studies require careful identification of the organisms, for which intensive laboratory and field studies are carried out, and actual specimens of plants and animal species are collected. These studies help in disciplines such as agriculture, forestry, industry, and in knowing the biodiversity. Over the years, biologists have developed many methods and techniques that help in taxonomic studies. These are also known as taxonomical aids. Herbariums, botanical gardens, museums, zoological parks, and keys are some examples of taxonomical aids. Let's learn a little more about these aids. A herbarium is a storehouse where a collection of dried plant specimens are mounted on sheets, labeled, and systematically arranged based on the universally accepted system of classification for use in scientific study. Details like the date and place of collection, the English, local and botanical names, the family of the specimens, and the collector's name are also recorded. These herbarium specimens are often used as reference material in taxonomic studies. Another place that provides taxonomical aid is a botanical garden. A wide variety of plants are cultivated in these gardens for scientific research, conservation, display, and education. Each plant is labeled with its botanical or scientific name and family. Some of the famous botanical gardens are at Kew in England, the Indian Botanical Garden in Howrah, and the National Botanical Research Institute in Lucknow. Biological museums set up in educational institutions also act as taxonomical aids. These museums have collections of preserved plants and animals which are used for study and reference. They are preserved in jars using preservative solutions or as dry specimens. Insects are collected, killed, pinned, and then preserved in insect boxes. Larger animals are typically stuffed and preserved, or their skeletons are displayed. Zoological parks or zoos also help in taxonomical studies. These places house wild animals in protected environments similar to their natural habitats under human supervision. And animals' food habits and behavior can be studied here. A biological key is another taxonomical aid used for the identification of plants and animals. It is a list of questions that help identify and classify the living organism. Each question presents contrasting characters of an organism in a pair called a couplet. To classify the organism, the character similar to the organism has to be chosen. So, in a couplet, one character is accepted and the other is rejected. Answering the questions in this analytical manner helps in identifying the organism. Separate taxonomic keys are required for each taxonomic category such as family, genus and species for the purposes of identification. Other taxonomical aids like flora, manuals and monographs are also used. A flora is a document that contains information about the plants of a particular country, region or time. Manuals provide information that helps in the identification of the names of plants and animal species found in a specific area. A monograph is a written account or description of a single taxon. It provides detailed information about a particular species and how it fits in with the overall taxonomy and the classification.